Bob Vylan is a musician that I didn't know about, and many other people didn't know about him, but he was famous enough to perform at Glastonbury Festival. And then a statement that many focused on in the media is when Bob Vylan, he said, deaf to the IDF. And when he said this, lots of people argued about it. Some people said, this is illegal what he's saying. Some people said, no, it's not illegal because he's not talking about violence on individuals, he's talking about an army. I'm not here to discuss that. And what we saw, which is sad, is that many people worried about words, but then what about the actual death of infants, of babies, of children? More people concerned about words. Again, words aren't causing really death, it's at the actual bombs which are dropping on babies. So because of this, what happened to Bob Vylan? Boycotted. And some people said this is anti-Semitic. You hear this a lot. What do they say? If you speak against some of the oppression happening, you're anti-Semitic. What do they mean by that? You're against Jewish people, right? This is what they always say. Now, unfortunately, many people use this to try cover the crimes of many of the Zionists. They say you're against all Jews. But there are members from the Jewish community who are our brothers in humanity that speak out against this as well. Even in Iran, you know, in Shiraz we have many Jews, 30,000 Jews. So is the problem here against all Jewish members? So when I went to a protest on Saturday, I met a well-known rabbi, and this rabbi, his father was in the Holocaust. His name is Rabbi Al-Hanan Beck, and he's quite well known. So this rabbi, he speaks against Zionism. He's Jewish, it's his religion, he's a very respectful Jewish person. Is he now anti-Semitic? Are you going to call him anti-Semitic? And I spoke to him and I said, yes, because of what's happening now, there's many people, sometimes they blame all of the Jewish community, which is wrong. So will people call Rabbi Beck anti-Semitic? Never. And he said to me, he basically says, my father experienced the Holocaust, members of my family. Why would I support a regime which does oppression? So we make a very clear distinction here. When we speak against the Zionists, we are not speaking against what? Necessarily the Jewish community. No. We speak against Muslims who support Taliban or Daesh, correct? Right? So if there was an individual that happens to be of the Jewish faith where he claims that and he supports Zionists, we're against his support of the Zionism, not that he's necessarily Jewish. It says in Kitab al-Tawhid of Sheikh Saduq that كان لرسول الله صديقان يهوديان, that the Prophet Muhammad, he had two Jewish friends. So if the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Imam Baqir alayhi salam says this, if he had two Jewish friends, it shows that we have no problem with our brothers in humanity from the Jewish community. Our main problem is with oppression.